All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tatum Show. Happy Monday to everybody. I hope y'all had a great Father's Day. Now y'all got to get it. We got to get busy now. It's a whole bunch of stuff that we got to talk about. Karmelo Anthony's footage was released. I didn't get a chance to talk about it over the weekend, but we're going to talk about it today. Tucker Carlson has lost his mind. He never had a soul. I think he's always been a liar and a deceiving nut job, and I can't stand him more than anybody else on planet Earth. There's probably only one other person that I dislike as much as him. We'll save that for another day. Joy Reid said the dumbest thing on planet Earth about Juneteenth. And white folks, I love y'all, but y'all got to stop doing this. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about when we get into the show. But before that, we got to talk about this terrorist attack, a potential terrorist attack that happened in Montreal. We'll start there first. Welcome to the Tatum Show.
I want everybody in this room to have that same spirit, that same identity carried in your life.
Make sure that you go through life and find your purpose.
And we don't do this just to get a pat on the back. We do it because we came here to win.
And it starts with you understanding that God has a purpose for you.
This is the time to be more bold than ever before.
We're all Americans at the end of the day, and we should love one another. We should be focused on what's right for our country. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm going to give a special shout out to the members. If you're a member of the Tatum membership program, I want to thank you. Thank you for your support, and I hope that you're enjoying it. Make sure you give us some feedback. If there's some things you think we should add to, take away from, let us know. I'll go through the tiers real quick, just for the people that are new. If you are a rookie, custom Officer Tatum emojis, you can get some of those exclusive access to Post Show Clarity, which is our post show after show program, we call it. If you're an officer, you get all the same stuff, members only poll, some exclusive members content. If you go up to the SWAT level, you get everything in the previous level. Plus, you get 40% off the Tatum store. 40% off is insane. But you get that because I love you and I appreciate you. And also, if you're a deputy chief, you get even more. So join at the level that you're comfortable with. I love all y'all the same. Y'all like your kids. You love all your kids no matter, who they are, how old they are, whatever. You love all your kids the same. All right, let me tell you about this hat real quick. We made this Genesis 9, I think it's 11 through 16, where God has established his covenant with the people that he would not flood again and that he would give a sign of our covenant through the rainbow. So the rainbow belongs to us, not them fools. All right, I'm just throwing it out there. All you got to do is go to tatumstore.com, tatumstore.com, and get you one of these hats today. This is fire. And if you know anybody that play in the MLB, tell them to hit me up. I'll send them one of these hats for free. All right? I want us to be able to promote these hats and promote our faith in God and do it in a subtle way that's not too weird, but at least cool enough where you know where we're coming from. All right? Let's get to the news. All right, let's get to the Montreal shooting. It was absolutely a crazy happening, and we're going to play the news clip. Roll it.
Here's what we're hearing. One police officer has been killed, one civilian injured, one suspect is dead as well in this incident that happened. It began a little bit before noon hour local time, so just over 2 hours ago in a residential neighborhood of Montreal known as Côte des Neiges. Police got word that there was a suspect on the loose, armed and dangerous in the area. The police department dispatched a number of officers there. They closed down a major highway near the neighborhood. Here's some new video that we're getting to show you a little bit of what happened here in the area. You can see there's a shopping mall nearby and a grocery store there. One police officer with his weapon drawn. There was an incident as police went in to try and neutralize the armed suspect. One police officer was killed. Another was shot and injured. We're hearing that the suspect was also killed and that a civilian was caught in the crossfire, was also killed. There could have been other people who were injured as well. We don't know the full extent of what happened. Again, this beginning about 2.5 hours ago in the Côte des Neiges area of Montreal. I'm very familiar with that area. I was a reporter for many years. That is a residential area with people from all over the world coming to Canada. They live in a big neighborhood as well. A lot of different languages spoken in that part of Montreal. And this is what we heard, that about around 11:30, 11:45 that reports started to come in that someone was armed and dangerous in the neighborhood. Police immediately sent out a message over the phone to a lot of people in that area saying, you've got to stay inside your home, keep your doors locked. You can see the police here in this new video we're getting entering into the grocery store there in the Côte-des-Neiges area. People were told to remain in shelter in place, locked down, stay inside their homes. A massive police operation here as lots of police were deployed to this part of the city. We're also hearing that the provincial police, the Sûreté du Québec, were also involved in this operation. You can see the K9 unit there being deployed, the SQ deployed to the area, the provincial police, because, as I mentioned, a major highway, expressway, that is under their purview. They were there aiding Montreal police. We don't have a lot of other information about what exactly happened. All we know, calls came in, somebody was in the neighborhood with a weapon, considered to be armed and dangerous. People told to stay inside their homes, lock their doors, stay away from the windows.
All right, good. Thank God that it wasn't too many people that lost their lives during this situation. It is unfortunate that a cop, I think, was killed and one civilian. And the person who did all this is probably rotting in hell right now. I think the person took his own life. So here's some more footage from a little bit of the firefight that happened between the police and the suspect. And that blurred person down at the bottom is one of the first victims that succumbed to their injuries right here at the scene. Roll it.
That car. That car's gone. I know.
Il est bon le chien. C'est les clients. C'est le client qui a pris. Ça tirait fort vers le parking.
This is so cool, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's sick, bro.
I was a girl biking earlier outside.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I said.
But did you guys hear the shot or no?
It's my girl.
It's kind of interesting how many women they have on the department, which I'm going to leave that alone. Roll the clip. Here's the chief. I guess they call him the chief of police. Just so you guys know, they did find a 100-page manifesto. It's not clear what the motive is at this point, but they did find a manifesto, so the person had an intent to commit these crimes. It wasn't just a violent point of action just on a whim. I mean, this person planned this out. Roll it.
To the brother of the victim this officer who was killed, what was that discussion like?
It was a very tough discussion, very tough, and very difficult moment.
The shooter.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet. I'm hoping that we're gonna find out what was his motive, but we don't know yet.
How long were the officers on the force? How old are they? The ones who were.
Those details I will give it to you a bit later. But he was a great police officer. A lot of credibility, and he was so passionate. Very passionate.
At this point in time, is the situation over and is the community safe?
At this point, the immediate threat is controlled, safe, so the community is safe.
I ain't gonna lie, this stuff's so good. I'm just throwing that in there. Synergy. Make sure y'all get y'all some of this stuff, man. When I'm feeling like I need to get the superpowers, I give me a Synergy and ramp it up. So therefore, right now, I just want you guys to know that that's all we have according to that situation. We're going to get to the Karmelo Anthony video because I didn't get a chance to review it with you guys. You guys have probably seen this, been online. I got a couple things that I want to say about it, and then we got the nut jobs that always come out and say the stupidest stuff on planet Earth, and I got to disprove them. I only know how to do it one way. Shout out to the Super Chat. Dolores, thank you so much for the Super Chat. It says, God bless you, Officer Tatum, and God bless America. I love you. I appreciate you, Dolores. All right, let's get to the information, or I say information, the video that was released, Karmelo Anthony's video regarding him in the tent and all that other stuff. They have some footage. It's pretty grainy, You can see it better than I think they've enhanced it since they've shown it maybe to the jury. But you can see him coming up to the tent. You can see him, the altercation happen. I'm going to show it in slow-mo so you can see exactly what happens. And you're going to see Karmelo Anthony's response afterwards. Roll the clip. So this is a clip of Karmelo Anthony walking up to the tent. Now, time out, pause. Now, think about this for a minute. This is the thing that bothers me, and Tucker Carlson's going to get the brunt end of this in a second. But what bothers me is the disingenuous nature of what people are doing and saying regarding this. I play sports in the state of Texas. Most people that have ever been to a game or a track meet like this, you understand two things. One is that you can go under the bleachers and get out of the direction of rain, right? You can have cover underneath the bleachers. When there were storms and lightning and everything, everybody went under the bleachers. And for the most part, the bleachers will keep you dry way better than any other situation. And for Karmelo Anthony to come from under the bleachers to go up into somebody's tent and then refuse to leave, it's worse than I thought. I'm thinking that it started raining and they started scrambling. He just came from up under there. And there's a lot of people not in a tent. So it's not like it's hailing outside and there's a tornado and people are taking cover under the tent. And this young man decided to walk over to the tent and sit in a tent that did not belong to him. Invited or not, he's still in somebody else's tent. Roll the clip. So there's people already in the tent. Pause real quick. I was under the impression that there was nobody in the tent. And he just came and sat under the tent by himself, not bothering anybody. But instead, he's in the tent, and there's people in the tent already. Roll the clip. That's the altercation right there. And now Karmelo is running at the top of the screen. Then he takes off running down the stairs. And he's gone. Now I'm going to show it in slow-mo so we can see it a little clearer. All right, let's get to the slow-mo footage. So as you can see, I wish I had a pointer to point it to you. You could kind of see the push that quickly, and Karmelo is up running off. We're going to show it in even slower than that. So you see the push, you see the stab, and now Karmelo is going to run to the top. I think we're going to do it slower, right? Or that's the slowest it was. All right, I hope y'all had a chance to see what I was pointing out. Let's watch it one more time. So hold on, pause it. So if you're looking at the tent, where the M is at, all you have to do is go to the right, halfway between the M and the end of the tent, right underneath that where the bleachers are showing. It's where you're going to see this confrontation happen at. So it's right under the M where you can see the bleachers across, and it's going to happen right in between the M and the end of the tent, right there where the bleachers are showing, right at the top, almost like right under where the M is at. Roll the clip. You see the confrontation there, you see a push, you see a shove, and there you go. Then he runs up and he runs away. I think we'll get one more shot at it. So you see him stand up. Metcalf stands up. He pushes Karmelo. Karmelo hits him with the knife, and he's running. He wasn't jumped. None of that stuff happened. It's all a lie. And I don't know if we have a picture of the knife that he stabbed him with, but it wasn't a tool. It wasn't a little multi-tool kit. It was a big old crazy knife that you flip out and lock. It's the same kind of knife that I carried when I was a police officer. Just in case I got into a jam and my gun was rendered unable for me to use, I could jug a person if I need to. I cut some fences and stuff like that. Cut some cords, wires, blinds, whatever I need to do. That thing was sharp, and if I stabbed somebody with it, it would have been devastating. And that's exactly the type of weapon that Karmelo Anthony used against Austin Metcalf. Here's the 911 call. Viewer discretion is advised. If your stomach is weak and you're sensitive to violence or desperation, you may not want to watch this part. You could just fast forward or just put it on pause. Or not pause, but put it on mute. Roll it.
I need paramedics at Kirkendall Stadium right away.
Okay, what's going on?
I have an athlete that was stabbed.
He was stabbed?
Yes.
Okay, where's the person who stabbed him?
I don't know.
Okay, where in the stadium is he?
We are on the visitor side bleachers. We have Army veteran that's trying to keep compression on the wound.
Okay. Are you with him now?
He is laying here.
How old is he?
Starting to go unconscious.
How old is he?
High school age, so maybe 15, 16, 17.
Okay. Is he awake?
No, he's going unconscious.
Okay. Is he breathing?
Not right now.
Breathing?
No, he's not.
He's not breathing at all?
No.
Okay. Where was he stabbed at?
In his chest.
Okay. I've got them coming, okay? Stay on the phone with me, all right?
Okay.
Is the assailant still nearby?
Okay. I'm here.
Is the assailant still nearby?
Stay with me, Austin. Come on. Every once in a while, there's a breath that he's here. Come on.
I'm going to keep you with me, okay, until they're with you. Is he breathing still?
He's trying, yeah. We're doing compressions and giving him mouth to mouth.
Okay.
Come on.
Hey, they're doing CPR on him.
Fight through.
Okay, just keep going, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
The medics are coming as fast as they can. Just keep me updated, okay?
Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Fight through, baby. Fight through, Austin. Come on.
All right, so you a very troubling 911 call, and it just makes you more frustrated because I know that the people in the trial, the jurors, all had an opportunity to listen to that call, and that is devastating. And they also had an opportunity to see the knife that was used, and I believe this is the knife. Now you telling me a kid bring a knife like this to school? What is he planning on doing with it? They're at high school. Should have never did it. Now that other boy dead. It is a shame. Here's some body-worn camera footage from the initial interaction with the police in Karmelo.
Hold on. If somebody is treating the victim, they need to be over there.
Under a memorial pen.
Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me. Dispatch 443, I got the suspect, and they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on the north end of the stadium. All right, any weapons on you like that?
How long? He put his hands over. I know I'm not.
4-4, copy, I'll be in route.
Over here?
447,
I'm gonna put your handcuffs for now, okay, bud? Dispatch 443, everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now.
You see how calm he is right now? This is one of the things that people brought up that became inconsistent, is that he seemed very calm, and then he got super emotional, and he was calm again. It doesn't seem like he was consistently emotional about the situation and had consistent remorse. Some people will argue he put on the front to try to save face, but then his normal demeanor came back through. I don't know what he felt like on the inside. I don't know if he felt remorse or not. You know, some people, they cry because they're going to prison. They don't cry because they kill somebody. They don't cry for the victim. They cry for themselves. All right, let it play.
This is the alleged suspect.
I am.
All right, bud.
Dispatch is 432.
Huh? Okay. We'll figure that in a minute. So nothing on your person at all?
No, sir.
Nothing?
No, sir.
Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Nothing gonna stab me?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm going to be out with this. Crazy.
All right. The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics. Memorial tent over there, guys. All right.
All right, next clip.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
What's happening right now? Victim is going to be on the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the alleged suspect. All right. Let me do one more little check of you, okay?
Yes, sir.
You don't mind if I reach in your pockets, anything like that? You good?
You can. You're just wearing this one pair of pants? No, ma'am. I'm wearing some little under.
Well, yeah, but those that is not
like,
pockets, these are your
no,
own
ma'am, I
pockets.
don't think so.
What's your name, man?
Carmelo Anthony, Karmelo.
Show me out.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, lean this way so you're not resting on your hands, okay? Yes, sir. All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay? Yes, sir. All right.
402, I'm on scene.
So your first name is Karmelo?
Yes, sir. Karmelo.
Let's see, hold on one second.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know yet, man. Karmelo, C-A-R-A.
K-A-R.
K-A-R.
M-E-L-O.
M-E-L-O, Carmelo. What's your last name?
Anthony.
A-N-T-H.
O-N-Y.
O-N-Y. What grade are you in?
I'm in 12th grade.
10th grade? You go to Emerson?
No, sir.
Where do you go? Centennial. Okay.
I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, Centennial. All right, sit tight for me real quick, bud, all right?
And this, you know, in my personal opinion, it's a product of teaching these kids the wrong thing. You know, he put his hands on me, so you stab him. You got to teach your children you can't stab somebody because they put their hands on you. You can't kill somebody because they shoved you. And these, you know, a lot of these people who you call like a sidewalk lawyers or whatever, internet lawyers or whatever, these are people's dads and moms who are just lying to these kids about what they can and cannot do. And now they get your kid in a situation where he think that it was totally justified that if anybody put their hands on you, you could stab them. That's not real according to the law. Here's Whoopi Goldturd's. Roll it.
Some people believe that race was a factor in the trial because there were no black jurors. They were all the 3 black jurors that were there were educators, and they were released.
They were struck.
They were struck for that. And some folks think, no, he got a fair trial. But is this a jury of his peers?
I don't think so. And you know, this has been an issue for such a long time in the judicial system where prosecutors use what are called, you know, Batson challenges. Mm-hmm. And they
explain what that is.
It's a challenge that is used to strike a juror, generally a juror of color, for a race-neutral reason.
Right.
Because you're supposed to have a jury of your peers, mm-hmm. and you're not supposed to just strike someone because they're black.
Mm-hmm. Time out.
And
I don't know if she's lying about her credentials or not, but what is she talking about? She literally said, this is a rule used to strike mostly jurors of color. She made it about color. That's exactly the opposite of what striking in this circumstance is. You cannot use a person's race in order to strike them as a juror. You cannot. There are certain things where you can argue that it is, you know, I guess you can argue that there are jurors, the jurors need to be representative of the community. That means that there was an effort made to get proper jurors on the jury, and they were reflective of the community, and just so happened that they didn't get enough that was reasonable. But that's not the situation this time. And you're not entitled to have a jury of your skin color. It's a jury that's impartial. And when you say of your peers, like the kid is in high school. Well, his peers are 15, 16 years old. So he's not going to get a jury of his peers. You need a fair and impartial jury. And black folks can't, and it's not all, but the black folks that were there, many of the things that when they answer the questions, these people can't be impartial. And knowing that they can't be impartial and that there could be a conflict of the case, they struck them. And the strike was upheld. And that's why there was no black jurors. But there are juries of other ethnicities. Roll the clip.
In this case, they gave the reasoning that they're educators, and this happened, these were high school students, and this happened at a school track meet, so they couldn't be impartial because of that. I don't think that's an appropriate reason.
They might be the best ones, too.
Yeah, I don't think it's an appropriate reason to strike black jurors, especially when it's a young black teenager on trial, and especially when that particular area is made up of 10% of an African-American community. So I don't think he got a jury of his peers. So I think on appeal there is
outside the jury of his peers, he did get witnesses that were black. I think majority of them were black, and they snitched on him. They said he was wrong. They said he was the aggressor. What are you trying to say here? First of all, it's racist to think that white people can't be impartial. it's also racist to think that all black people will think alike. So you need to have them on the jury because they're going to somehow favor a killer. That's insanity to me. Finish the clip. Oh, okay.
I also think we have to look at self-defense here because there seems to be two systems of justice at play in this country. And there have been for a very long time. I was part of the system, so I understand that, and I believe that to be true. In this case, this young man, you heard him say he put his hands on me, and I told him not to. This, the kid that died, and I have so much empathy for him and his family's loss. That kid was 200 pounds. This kid was 130 pounds. And so, and the other kid was also taller than he is. He was the only black kid under the tent. And the victim here had his twin brother with him, who was also a very large person.
Time out. What mother freaking country does she live in? She actually made an argument that he was the only black kid in the tent, like that matters in self-defense. Like, when does being black automatically get you a self-defense claim? They already took this to trial. He had a defense team defend him and present to a jury of his peers, an impartial jury. And they found him guilty. What are you saying? These are two boys. It's not a boy and a girl. These are two boys. All he did was shove him. He didn't punch him. He didn't fight him. He shoved him to say, hey, get out of the tent. You cannot retaliate with disproportionate amount of force. You shove him back or you throw some punches. But to say, I'm going to stab you in the heart and kill you because you shoved me, that's, even if it was self-defense, it's still not proportional self-defense. You cannot say, because you pushed me, I shot you and killed you. There's a difference between self-defense, proportionality and use of force, and all those things are factors. She's supposed to be a lawyer, an attorney in some case, and somehow, and she's completely wrong about this. Roll it.
If you don't fear for your life, if you weigh 130 pounds, I weigh 130 pounds. Facing somebody that's 200 pounds, I would be terrified of that. So I don't understand why self-defense was rejected by this jury.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying, especially the jury representation. That's what stood out to me. And we know there's plenty of evidence that there's sentencing disparity with people of color. The one thing to me, though, is what is the fair sentence when you take a life? And this is what I'm struggling with, because this is a tragedy across the board. A 17-year-old is dead. A 17-year-old's going to likely spend 35 years in jail. He could appeal at 17. What would you? I'd be curious what you think, because I wrestle with it. If it was, God forbid, anyone in my life, I would think 30 years seems about right. If they said life, I'd say that's too long for a 17-year-old. He could be rehabilitated.
Look, I think 35 years, if there is no self-defense claim, which is an absolute claim to this crime, absolute defense, I think that would be appropriate. But if you look at other cases, there was the other case where there was a young black kid, who was chased by Rick Chow, a store owner, accused of taking water bottles, which he didn't take, the 4 water bottles. He chased that young boy 130 yards, which is half of a football field, and shot him in the back, claiming self-defense. And you know where he is right now? He's at home with his family because he was found not guilty.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cases like that.
If that is self-defense.
You know how stupid you got to be to agree with her. Now, she's stupid by herself. But then to agree with her, you got to be even stupider. She just told us a lie. I think Rick Chow should sue her. There was a confrontation. There was a chase. But the kid pulled a gun and pointed it at them. And Chow told him, drop the gun, drop the gun. He was going to shoot and kill his son. So the father stepped in and took one shot at him. This lunatic didn't even mention a gun one time. She want you to believe a black kid was running for his life and a Chinese man shot him in the back and got off. That didn't happen. He put a gun on the guy. The boy was 14 with a stolen gun. And Chow shot him, but what she don't want to tell is that Chow did CPR, And the CPR that I was made aware of was gruesome. He threw up in Child's mouth. Child spit it out. He threw up in his mouth 2 or 3 times. Child still kept doing CPR for this boy, tried to save his life at all costs, and the boy pulled a gun. That's why he got shot. They don't want you to. And then the dummy on the left, because she want to capitulate with white guilt to these dumb, ratchet women on the show, she just go along with it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this happens. It's sad. Roll it.
Defense. If that is self-defense, I don't understand why this isn't.
But when the system fails one time, I don't think we should then say, so then the system should fail.
But they're very similar self-defense
Sonia,
claims.
I had a question because I was wondering why the self-defense claim didn't work, and I had read that it said you have to use the same amount of force that was brought against you. So if someone pushes you and you push them back, that's self-defense?
That's not the standard because it's not only use, but attempted use.
Well, no, that's what I'm asking.
So if you felt your life was in danger and you felt he was going to do more than just push you, and you weigh 130 pounds, and you're outweighed by 70 pounds.
So you can use. You know what? When I
look, she go, yeah, that's right. Well, y'all ain't gonna look this up. Y'all ain't gonna have a police officer, somebody that do the law. She's supposed to be an attorney. Y'all not gonna look this up. It's reasonably believe, not because you just say I just believe because I'm 130 pounds, he's gonna kill me because he pushed me. That's not reasonable. You have the reasonable belief of serious bodily injury or death. When Austin Metcalf said, man, I'm not going to fight you, that would lead a regular person to believe he's not trying to seriously injure me or kill me. He said he don't even want to fight. He's not even going to fight me. So you can't reasonably argue that you were in fear of life and death in this situation. But these dumb, ignorant women that they got on the show making $1 million a show, or making $1 million a year plus, is atrocious. Finish the clip.
One last thing, I know we're playing the music, but Austin Metcalf's the victim, the deceased. His father went on a podcast, and listen to it for yourself, but he called Karmelo Anthony a racial slur, and he also said that the reason that black people weren't on the jury is because black people are unable to hold bias from the trial because they don't know their own fathers, have a bunch of baby mamas running around living off of government assistance. So that is that's the thinking of the victim's father.
Yeah. Well, let's not say that was the victim's
I'm not saying
thinking
it was the
as well.
Of the victim, but of the victim's father.
Whoopi tried to save you. She was trying to save you from saying he deserved it because his father said some things you didn't agree with. You can't make this stuff up, man. I can't, man. This is all I tell y'all. If you want to make it in life, this is a perfect example. You could be dumb. You could be uneducated. You could have no idea what you're talking about, but you could still end up on some show making $1 million a year. It's only in America you can do that. All right, let me get to a super chat real quick, and then we're going to get to Tucker Carlson, because I'm going to try not to pass out being so upset about what I heard from Tucker Carlson. I've been doing, my channel's been doing well without even talking about this fool. But God of mercy, it just gets more egregious every time he says something. And like at some point, I have to say something about it. Let's get to the super chat just real quick. Ellie, I think it's Ellie. Y'all know I can't read. I'm a black teacher, and I can see why having a teacher on the jury could be a conflict. We tend to think the best of the student no matter what. That's definitely a conflict. Why is this so hard to get? Well, because it's not hard to get from the prosecutor's standpoint. It's not hard to get from the defense's standpoint. It's not hard to get from the judge's standpoint and the jurors. It's only these nut jobs on TV that seem to have a problem with it only because Karmelo Anthony is black. If Karmelo Anthony was white, nobody would care. They only want it to be a problem because he's black. If they have made a determination that these people should get struck, they have to have a reason. They can't just say, I'm going to strike these people because they're black. If the defense thought that was the case, they would have brought this up and they would have contested the strike based solely on race. And because all of them were black, I think they would have probably had an argument. But they didn't go down that path because there's no there there. Another super chat from Ryan. Partial truth is still a partial lie. Amen and amen. All right, let's get to Tucker Carlson real quick. This was the craziest clip that I have heard him say so far, other than him lying on that show and her playing the clip, or at least the clip being played, and he go, I never said that. Yeah, you said it a week ago. You just flat out lying to people. This is what this fool is saying, and Charlie Kirk's trial is coming up, and I'm going to be there. And I'm going to report back. I'm going to watch every minute of it, and I'm going to report back to you guys the facts. Not lies, not deception, not foolery, not anti-Semitism, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I am effing sick of these people. And it's wrong what they're doing. It is evil. And if you can't see what Tucker and others are doing that is evil, I can't help you. Listen to what he said. Listen to what he said. Roll the clip.
Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And he was not murdered for his opinions on transgenderism, obviously. He was, I believe, and most people who knew him well, as I did, and was friends with him as I was, believe he was most likely murdered for his evolving views on Israel. So I get it. A lot's at stake. The world is at stake. But from my perspective, I have a duty to say what I think is true. I'm often wrong. And I always say that because it's a fact. I have been wrong a lot, and I may be wrong now. But I am sincere. I'm saying what I believe is true, and I'm going to continue doing that no matter what.
Let's go through this again. Let's play what he said. Let's do that clip again. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to pause and break it down and give you some logical reasoning behind the foolery he just said. Roll the clip.
Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And he was not murdered for his opinions on transgenderism, obviously.
Pause. How is that obvious? He said he wasn't murdered for his views on transgenderism, obviously. Yet the person that's currently in custody right now wrote a letter to his lover about why he killed Charlie Kirk, and he said he killed him for that very thing. And not only did he write a letter, the person who was the killer's lover is now been given partial immunity to take the stand and testify against Tyler Robinson. Where does the obvious at? You making it up. It's obvious that you lying. You cannot tell me that, oh, he wasn't killed because, where's your evidence? Where's your suspects at? Where's this stuff at that you done made up? If you're saying it's obvious, where's the evidence? It's all conjecture. It's all somebody fantasizing. They arrested somebody. Witnesses. His father turned him in. His lover's testifying in court. They got DNA. Everything you name, they got it. Discord channel. Other friends. Eyewitnesses. Video recording. Parents identifying from surveillance. They got him on surveillance in the area. Name to me what evidence you got that's beyond what the state has. You're lying, mother, you know what? God, I can't stand this dude. Let him finish.
I believe, and most people who knew him well as I did and was friends with him as I was, believe he was most likely murdered for his evolving views on Israel.
Pause. What friends are you talking about? We're not talking about you. Are you saying you a closer friend to Charlie Kirk than his wife? Because she don't believe nothing you saying, and she knew him better than you do. Who else you talking about? Name the person. I want to say something. I'm trying to hold my composure. It's just evil. Well, because his friend, whom he knew, which I knew, you're not, his wife don't believe nothing you're saying, and she got privy information in the investigation. The FBI disclosed to her the evidence that they have. I believe that's how it worked. The family has an opportunity to know the path of the investigation and know what the prosecutors are going to do in trial. She knows that. You know you don't know that. Then why are you acting like you know something she don't know? Let me give you some other logical conclusions. You are one of the biggest anti-Semites. Ain't nobody killed you. They killed him because his evolving views. Yours did evolve. You used to be pro-Zionist, and now you're a nut. And they ain't killed you, but they killed him. Charlie Kirk, before he died, was standing up for Israel. He did have some views that he disagreed with things in Israel, but he wrote Netanyahu a letter saying, I love Israel. Y'all need to work on y'all PR. That guy they kill, but they don't do nothing to you. Or none of these other crazy anti-Semites. Make it make sense. They gonna go through and kill their only ally out of any major person is Charlie Kirk. All of the pastors in Turning Point Faith are all Zionists. Charlie Kirk, Zionist. His wife, Zionist. Everybody that mentor him, Zionist. And they can kill that guy. To do what? So you can have a voice, unabated, anti-Semite? Make this make sense, you lying sack of bones. Let him finish, man. Let him finish. It gets stupider.
I get it. A lot's at stake. The world is at stake.
Let's get to the next clip. It gets stupider. Roll the clip.
I would not support the Republican Party. There's no chance I would support the Republican Party. I'm not going to support the Democratic Party. I don't know what I'm going to do. But at this point, you know, how could I or any American voter support a political party that's not loyal to the United States?
Time out.
That puts...
He's only saying this because he hates Jews and hate Israel. He go, I don't support a party that don't support the United States. What are you talking about, bruh? Donald Trump closed the border. Donald Trump is trying to get us adequate resources around the country. I mean, around the world. What we did in Venezuela, the stuff that we're doing in Iran, that's for the benefit of America. Us trying to do tariffs to try to make the economy in America better. He outpaced the job numbers by like 20 times. What do you mean? What do you mean? He's not putting this country first. I know what it is. Because you don't like that the Republican Party likes Israel. That's it. You cannot name a policy position that the Republicans hold that's counter to America. You can't name one. But you say it anyway. Finish the clip. 40 seconds left, I'm done.
The interests of a foreign country above those of its own citizens. That's you know, it's not possible to vote for people like that, and I'm not going to. And I think I voted Republican my entire life. I worked at Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. I've been a consistent defender for 35 years of the Republican Party. I mean, very consistent defender. But there's no defending this because it's immoral. And it's exactly the opposite of what a political party in a democracy is charged with doing, which is representing its own voters, its own citizens, its own nation. And they're not doing it.
How long have Israel been an ally of the United States of America? Since the beginning of time. When did it change, Tucker? When did it change? Every president for the last 30 years that you've been involved in Republican politics, you've been voting for Republicans, are all supporters of Israel. They all have. You claim that Donald Trump is run by Israel and Netanyahu, but you voted for him 3 times, right? You think the Clintons weren't supporters of Israel? They were all supporters of Israel for 30 plus years. But you know what it is? All of a sudden, it's convenient to talk like this and act like this. This is not genuine. 30 years of being a Republican, and you think they changed this year? Was Trump like this last year when you didn't say nothing? The year before when you didn't say nothing? His last term when you didn't say nothing? The last time he ran for office when you didn't say nothing? In 2016 when you didn't say nothing? When Barack Obama was in office, you didn't say nothing? Before Barack Obama, his first term, you didn't say nothing? Then Bush, you didn't say nothing? Got us in Afghanistan and Iraq for 20 years and you didn't say nothing? But now, 2026 is too much for you to bear. You a sorry son of a gun. And if I ever see Tucker Carlson's face, I will put my nose to your nose and say, you a sorry piece of crap. I'm sick of y'all. You hate this country. You a devil. If you telling people don't vote for the Republicans, who they gonna vote for? Democrats? You want them to vote for these people that hate America, pushing communism because you mad at Jews. I hate these people. Y'all gotta pray for me. I cannot stand it. You guys are just as bad as these leftist nut jobs ruining America. I'm not a Republican anymore. I can't, I guess I can't, I think about, because I know obviously that shut your you all. I would have called you the B word, but I'm not. Somebody call it for me. I'm sick of these people, man. They lying to the young people. Of course Charlie was killed by and let me tell you something. Put his face back on the screen. Let me say something else that's cowardice. How you gonna speak at Turning Point USA and you sorry mother, you ain't stood up for Erica Kirk one time. You ain't stood up for Erica one time. And then you got people on your show that trash her every day. You bring people on that trash Erica Kirk, and you supposed to be Charlie Kirk's friend. You is a, and I'll tell you to your face, and your brother, and whoever else you talk, y'all, all y'all in the circle, I'll tell all y'all to your face, you up, and you won't do nothing about it, but sit there like a punk, like you are. All of y'all. I'm sick of all of y'all. And I will tell you to your face, anytime, anywhere, you are a sorry son of a gun, and I cannot stand you or any of these other people. And you know who you are. Talking about you, Charlie Kirk friend, you bashing his wife. When are you gonna support it? Not money, bro, but when are you gonna come out, Tucker, and say, Erica Kirk, y'all need to stop talking about Erica Kirk like that. Got that man with you. You wait till the man dead and then do all this. Tucker wasn't talking about this when Charlie was alive, was he? You wait till he died and you do this. I'm telling you, man, I had to get that off my chest. I'm sorry. Y'all can be mad at me, you can unfollow me, I don't care. What I'm seeing from this man is not right. As big as a platform that he has, this fool is telling people not to vote for Republicans. Who are we gonna vote for, brother? You cannot agree with some things that the Republicans do, but generally speaking, Republicans are the ones that's keeping us in a position where we have religious freedom, Second Amendment, Supreme Court that have been doing more positive than not, securing the border, lowering taxes, you name it, getting these boys, dinglings out of women's locker rooms. All of these things that Republicans are standing for. They're not perfect, but you telling people, be confused, go vote because of Israel. All right, next clip. Enjoy reading and I think I'm done. Now, I want to get even crazier with her, but my energy is low because I already yelled at Tucker. But this cross-eyed, bald head, bad perm having, eyelashes look trashy, built like a Mr. Potato Head. Let her say what she got to say.
And with apologies to my dear spicy white friends, because I know that.
Hold on, time out. Somebody pray for her. I'll just say that hairline is finna go to the back. I thought it was here. Her hairline is mid back. Girl, cut that off. Just cut it off, put a wig on, because your hairline is mid back. It's because you perm that stuff too much and that fell out. Mid back. Girl got a haircut like her daddy. Play a clip.
That my white brothers and sisters do love a 4th of July. It is Independence Day. Everybody's barbecuing. It's a thing. I can promise you, black folks, we will take that day off. We will barbecue because we off. But black people, that nobody black I know is really excited about the 4th of July because it is what Frederick Douglass said it is. It is the celebration of slaveholders who freed themselves from having to pay taxes to the crown for their slave empire. And that is what it is. I mean, if we're just being perfectly honest, whether you read the 1619 Project or not, you just have to understand that for Black people, particularly for African Americans, there's a duality to 4th of July that is hard to reconcile if you think about it too much. It's like indigenous people on Thanksgiving. Like they're like, yeah, but y'all are celebrating that, but this is actually our Nakba. Okay, you're celebrating the destruction of all of our lands, and y'all think all we did was give you corn. So they're like, it's not cute to us, but so y'all go ahead and celebrate your Thanksgiving. We're not giving thanks, okay? And the Black people feel that way about 4th of July. Whereas Juneteenth, to me, is the real thing that 4th of July is, because we really were not a democracy until we ended slavery.
Right.
And then we were really not a democracy until the people who lost the Civil War were finally forced to affirm and act upon the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, which they were not forced to do until the 60s.
By the way, late.
And Juneteenth is the perfect crystallization of the reality of America. It's that the South and the Southern white slaveholders in Texas refused to give up slavery, just as America was fighting giving up slavery tooth and nail. They didn't want to give it up. Even Lincoln didn't care if there was slavery continuing as long as people didn't rebel.
I want to take my These people are so stupid, it's crazy. Do you know how dumb you gotta be to say the things she said? That perm gotta be getting her head. First of all, Frederick Douglass did not mention what he said about the 4th of July in perpetuity. Frederick Douglass mentioned that at the time that he was alive, they were not standing on the principles that they claimed. That has since passed hundreds of years ago. And then let's get to some more finite details. I don't know a Black person that celebrate Juneteenth. Show me some Black people cooking on Juneteenth and doing a celebration. Man, Juneteenth became a holiday like 3 years ago. Man, ain't no Black person celebrating no Juneteenth. And then this fool, because she don't study and she don't do any research and she don't have nothing up here but perm residue. Juneteenth wasn't the last of Black people who were enslaved. The Choctaw Indians still owned Black people for a whole year after that. But they don't want to tell you that the natives had slaves because they want it to be about white folks. The natives had their slaves and refused to give up their slaves for a whole year after Juneteenth. And Juneteenth wasn't because the white man didn't want to give up their slaves. It was the white man informing the other white man that these people were free. It wasn't that they didn't want to get rid of them. They act like we were on the internet. Hey, I just want to make an announcement. Check your Facebook account that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed and everybody free. I just want y'all to know that hashtag we free. How they gonna know that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed? They had to go and physically tell these people. There had to be evidence that this is a legitimate thing, that these people are free. And what did they do? They let them free. All right. God, these people are stupid. Even stupider is this. Roll the clip.
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can for people. But the clouds roll back in the
Hold on a second. I don't think they were that fat back in. Okay, I'm just saying. Y'all portraying slaves. They wasn't fat like you. You eating good. Slaves wasn't eating like that. I'm just throwing that. Since y'all want to play the game, then won't you look like a real slave? All right, let me say this real quick, in all honesty. Black people who do this and believe this will never succeed, and their kids will never be anything in America. You're gonna get left behind. You still playing slave master and slave, and people are doing AI, and they rich, and they going off and leaving you somewhere. Y'all gonna be, victimhood is not gonna last long. And let me just say this. I want y'all to understand this. When you see black people today talking about slavery, when you see them referring to their ancestors and they're showing people in chains, these people are stupid. They jump over 100 years of history of black history to go back to slavery. They got to jump over all this black success that happened post-slavery to go back to slavery. They got to jump past George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass, you name it. Madam C.J. Walker, the first female millionaire out of any race. They got to jump past all the inventions, Black Wall Street, Harlem. They got to jump past all that to get to slavery. Because they don't have nothing to go off of. They got to jump past today, 70% of women having these kids out of wedlock. You got to jump back they got to jump over the time where black people were 70% in a two-parent household. They got to jump past all that black success. Black people having their own schools, their own university, Tuskegee University. They got to jump past all of that to go back to slavery. Why is that? Why don't black people talk about black success post-slavery? Langston Hughes, all the black poets, Paul Laurence Dunbar. You go down the list. My school was named after Paul Laurence Dunbar. And the people that go to that school probably don't even know. Like black people did so many wonderful, great things. Music, performance. All of these black success stories that they came from slavery. And they had a better life than y'all Negroes today. They were doing better than y'all are. They were marrying the women that they were sleeping with more than you are today. And they came out of slavery. You know what happened, y'all? And I want you to take this to heart. The black folks had a window of opportunity that they squandered. And they're going to forever be bitter and going to forever be taken advantage of by hood, winking pimps that pimp us out every single year, every single political cycle. We're never going to get this period back. This is a period where Asian people had their period and they turned it into success. Jewish people had their period of time and they had made it into success. Immigrants that come over here that are black, that come over here from Nigeria and some of these other places, their window of success, they took advantage of it. That's why they're doing better than you Negroes here in America. You don't appreciate America. But the Africans who come over here, they love this country. And they do better than you. They're more educated than you. They're married more than you. They have less abortions than you. They believe in faith more than you do. Y'all are the fools that got tricked by Martin Luther King and all these other communists. And now look at you. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at white people. They tried to help y'all. Y'all don't want no help. They tried to be nice to you. Come on in here. Let us give you rights to freedom from slavery, citizenship, and the right to vote. Come on, the Republicans. And what Democrats didn't support it. Republicans unanimously voted for the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. And what things did the Republicans, and the first blacks were Republicans. The first black politicians were all Republicans. What did you dirty foot do? Y'all got tricked by these hoodwinking black pastors, and they got y'all over here voting for Democrats for 200 years. Y'all still voting for them, and they ain't done nothing for you. But your community getting worse. You still complaining about everything. All your cities is going downhill that's primarily black. Most of them are going downhill. Don't give me that. In Atlanta, they got, every black person live in Atlanta. Of course they got something in Atlanta. But you go around the country where you see a preponderance of black people, they struggling. And you know who run their cities? Democrats. The white man, all the black people that I know that are successful are all Republicans. That successful here and here are Republicans, conservative. I went to the White House not too long ago with Donald Trump and all the other nice people. Everybody happy. Everybody ain't no pronouns and all this old stupid stuff. Everybody happy. Everybody love America. I'm gonna end it with this, and I got another super chat from Monica. Hold on a second. But somebody got mad at me because I said I am America. I'm American before I am black. And some people got mad at me for saying that. Let me just explain this real quick. What does being black mean? It's a skin color that you ignorant folk buying into this. That because your skin look like this, you supposed to be this person. Or you got to act like this. Or you a part of all these other people. No other race do this but black people. White folk ain't saying, white people be Italian, Irish. They got all kind of stuff that they are. They don't say, oh, we all the same. Man, a white person do a crime, white people ain't out here protesting. That person wrong. But somehow we all got to be the same. Y'all, listen, man. Y'all on y'all own now, man. You ain't black. You don't like your own people. Man, ain't got nothing. My people are people that believe in Christ Jesus. How y'all not gonna get that? If you believe in Christ Jesus, you my people. I don't care what color you are. We all brothers and sisters in Christ. But y'all knuckleheads still talking about somebody's skin color. Anyway, let me get Monica's super chat. And then we got 10 minutes post-show clarity, 10 minutes, and then we it ain't my fault. They're going to shut it off. All right, Monica, thanks so much for the super chat. Officer Tatum, my name is Monica, and I am such a big fan and look forward to your videos every day. Love hearing your points of view on everything. God bless you and your family. Thank you, Monica. Appreciate you. Love the support. And I'm going to keep making these as long as the Lord keep breath in my body. All right, we got to get the post-show clarity, so if you're a member, jump over to post-show clarity. If you're not a member, make sure you hit the join button. Oh, before we leave, make sure y'all get some of this merch. Genesis 9:11-16, God's covenant and promise to us, and that rainbow belongs to Christians, not these weirdos. All right, go to tatumstore.com, tatumstore.com. Also get you some 250 merch. I think Wednesday is a cutoff, or you're not going to get it before 4th of July. So get on there and get your merch today. All right, hold the phone.